Starting right off from the daily dose of bovine excrement we are getting from the corporate media, terror threat prompts U.S. embassy closures overseas. Note the plural. This is coming out of CNN. Al-Qaeda is linked to a terror threat that has prompted the State Department to direct its embassies in key Middle Eastern nations, including Egypt and Israel, to close on Sunday. And they're saying, it's another terror threat and so forth and so on, directed at American targets overseas. And I'm sure right now in the White House, Obama is saying, yeah, this is going to take their mind off of Benghazi. Let's get a really big bang over there somewhere. That'll take their minds off IRS targeting of my political enemies. That'll take their mind off of Department of Justice spying on reporters and NSA spying on everybody else here. But it's very interesting. I mean, the State Department's issued travel advisories to Americans. Don't go to all these countries, and they're basically listing the entire Middle East. And I wonder why they're closing so many embassies and why they don't seem to be sure just where these Al-Qaeda, nudge, nudge, wink, wink terrorists are going to strike. I mean, if the NSA spying is good enough that the police can kick down the door of people who Google backpack and pressure cooker, then in theory, they should know exactly who these terrorists are, what they're planning to do, where they plan to do it, when they plan to do it, and be in a position to stop them before it actually happens. Because that's the advertising. All this NSA spying is here to prevent terror attacks. So if one actually happens, conveniently timed to distract us all from Floodgate and try and reignite the war fever to fling our babies onto the designated enemy's bayonets, it proves that all this NSA spying doesn't really work for its stated objectives of thwarting crime and thwarting terror. It's all about keeping watch on law-abiding American citizens to keep us all obedient slaves to Wall Street's money junkies. And we already know this is the case. We've already proved with our 3 NSA challenges. The NSA will not be able to find real terrorists or real criminals who have the wherewithal to develop their own private encryption methods. They can't do it. All they can do is sit there and say, you, the law-abiding American people, will use our legally mandated encryption standards that we can already read. It's basically their whole attitude.